Win the internal game, not the external. So most people are driven by dopamine from the external world. And that's, our survival mechanism. Um, you get dopamine when you eat food. You need food to survive. You get dopamine when you procreate. You need to procreate for the humans to exist. So you get dopamine. But we are now at a stage of evolution where we get dopamine of all kinds of things. So, mobile phone or external validation. So, in the past, we needed to live in groups or else you would die. So, we would create dopamine in our mind for external validation to survive. But these things are outdated. They have nothing to do with survival anymore. Okay, so many people are driven by likes or validation by the external, and that's how they create their whole fake ego around it. And when something triggers it, you know, their ego breaks, and you can only feel true freedom when you do not care about the external anymore. And what do I mean by that? So, how do you cannot care about the external? You need food, you need blah blah blah, you need money, you need all these things, and that's true. You need all these things to a certain degree, but our ego, puts that degree way higher than you need to survive. So, most people need to do a recabulation about what do you need to survive and what do you need to be happy and be content. You don't need many zeros on your bank account to live a happy life. Many people, they keep on chasing money until they are old and bad health, and then in their mind, and then I'm going to live the life I want to live. But it's so backwards. um, you should find all your you should evolve your mind to a certain degree where you can survive and live the life you want. Have habits that generate income, um, but don't sacrifice your soul. Don't sacrifice who you are as a human being. Don't sacrifice your unique self. I think finding your unique self should be the highest priority, and how you earn your money, how you live your life should be adapting to who you are as a person. And most people, they are sacrificing their unique selves to the environment to take care of their needs. And the bigger the ego, the bigger the needs, the more you have to sell yourself to match a certain lifestyle. And the problem is we get forced into school at a very young age, and we never get the chance to truly find ourselves and know who you are as a person, what you like, what you dislikes, and most importantly, your values. Okay, so you can have a lot of money, but if you don't have any values, then in the end you can only control people with money, and it's not a life you want to live. It's a lot of it's based on control. And of course, if someone does something for you, it should be exchanged for equal value. And most of the time money is the easiest way to make that trade. But currently in society, we think, oh, I need that amount of money, or I need that amount of bling bling or whatever to impress people I don't even like. it, the real game is just controlling your perspective, okay? Controlling your mind, and this can be in many different angles in life. So what I've really learned over the last year is, for example, I'm a guy, I like girls. When I get really into a girl, sometimes you sacrifice your unique self to, fit with the frequency of that woman, so you can stay together on that frequency that makes the man happy. Um, but unconsciously, the women are searching. for stability, and they want a man that stays in his unique frequency and makes progress in the outside world, and that she can see, oh, it's not just about the door, and with the door I mean the person, the physical, the outside, but what's behind the door, what's the path behind the door. And that's very important for women, that they can see, if they test you, Liz, are you capable of controlling your emotions, are you, you know having good values. And underdeveloped women don't care about your values, but once a woman starts to evolve herself also, she starts to care also more about your values, um, because she has values. And as a man, you need to be capable of controlling the environment in your own unique way, and be capable of giving support, capable of giving her the life she wants. And you can only do that by, you know, creating awareness from your unique perspective, because only when you stay in your unique vibration, you can attract an equal woman, or if you're a woman, attract equal men within your frequency that you are content with who you truly are, and then you can attract the right match. So what I've noticed in the past, that I've been traveling around a lot, and then you see a lot of women. Things happen, um, but many times it's just for a certain period, and that's fine. It's fun to learn lessons like that. But you can only attract the right person in your life if you are on the right frequency. And the same thing is with people you want to do business with. Okay, collaborate, people you collaborate with, you build business with, or whatever. You will only attract the right people if you are also yourself on the right frequency, attracting people with equal awareness. But what I've learned the last months is also equal values. Values are just as important, okay? But in current society, we place so much value on the external world, on the numbers in the external world, on the results in the external world, and we trade our values for, um, the external. But if you trade your values for the external, you will feel very shallow, and you will just create an act. You will just fake who you are to get the results you want. But deep inside, you're realizing you are attracting not the right people, person, and things into your life. So things, you have money, but things are still not going well because you're having a routine that's not in your control. And only when you go within and you don't need the external validation, and you go back to your own unique frequency, your own unique perspective, your own unique way of looking at life, not caring about what other people think. You can move towards the timeline. You can be on a harm on a frequency that's attracting you to the timeline, to the future you want to move to. That's only possible if you control your routine, if you control your own vibration, if you control your perspective. And you cannot control your perspective if you are forced into mixing with people in a routine, on a certain daily basis or weekly basis. If you're forced to mix with people who have not the values you want, not the awareness you want, or they have the awareness you want, but at some point you learn the lesson, then you should move. I don't think you should work in the same place your whole life. You should, work in places, learn lessons, and then move to the next place or create your own business. And yeah, also, many people ask me, I'm alone a lot, and they think, oh, do you feel sad, or do are you feeling okay? You're alone, and actually, I feel amazing alone. I can sometimes feel better alone than I'm with people. Um, the only reason most of the time I'm with people is because I can learn from them in some way, shape, or form. Okay, and when the lessons are learned, then I retreat back into my own bubble, and then I integrate everything I've learned, so I can evolve into a better version of myself. And I'm very adaptable. I'm a very good communicator. I'm very good at reading people. But that's only possible because I integrate. I go in the outside world, I go in my inside world. I go in the outside world, I go into the inside world. And I don't care what people think because people can only perceive you from their level of, awareness. So you should not judge yourself on society standards, you know. If someone want to trade his or her house with my van, I would say no because I want to be free. I want to live in different places. And maybe if you would ask someone else, they said, "Yeah, I want to trade a house for a van." And maybe if we get very logical about it, oh, then I could sell the house and then still live the way. No, but if it was just trading realities, okay. So if someone you want to live in a normal house right now, or you want to live in a van where you can live everywhere you want and experience many different moments in life, I would choose this reality. I'm living exactly the reality I want to live right now. And that's because I don't get my dopamine from external validation. I get my dopamine from internal alignment. When I'm aligned with who I am, I'm moving, I'm on a timeline that moves me towards my bigger vision. That's most important to me, being protecting my energy, being in my unique way of looking at life, and controlling my own routine, moving towards that vision. So yeah, get your validation from the inside, not the outside. If you need any help with that, click on the link below, and thanks for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day.